Hello friends, this is Abhijit. In this video we are going to see the Windows Server 2012 configuration in which we are going to see how to configure a password policy. So let's move to the password policy configuration. So I will show you how to configure a password policy in Windows Server 2012. So this is Windows Server 2012 desktop. Click on the Windows button. You can see one option which is available called as Administrative Tools. Click on Administrative Tools. Then go to the local security policy, double click. In local security policy you can click on account policies and then password policy. So this is the option where actually the password policy is available. Now you can see different components inside the password policy. So the first feature which is, or the property which is available, is called as a enforce password history. If you open enforce password history, you can set the number of passwords to be remembered. Anyway, you know that whenever we configure the enforce password history as number 3, so what will happen? The previous 3 passwords which you have already set cannot be used to set again. So any password cannot be repeated which is already being used. So how many such passwords can be, you can say, remembered? So that number you can specify over here. If I give suppose 2, then what will happen? The last 2 passwords which have already been used, or which are already being used, cannot be repeated again. So this is something which is called as a enforce password history. Maximum password age. Maximum password age is nothing but the password age of the password where the password will get expired. So basically when we talk about the maximum password age, the policy normally which follows is it should be from 30 days to 90 days. If you have used any time the internet banking, you know that every 3 months you have to change your login password. So that is due to the maximum password age. So once the maximum password age limit is reached, or that many days are completed, then immediately it will prompt you to change your password, and without changing the password you cannot log in into the system. So we can insert that days. If I give suppose 20 days, then what will happen? Whenever a user logins with a new username or user account, after 20 days it is compulsory for that user to change his password. So that becomes the, you can say, the expiry period for that password, and that is the maximum password age. Okay, so we can say apply and okay. Next is the minimum password age. This is the minimum password expiry date. For example, any user, if you create a user account and if you give it to user has the rights to change its own password, but it should not happen that every day he is changing the password for 4 or 6 times. And to avoid that, we can have a minimum password age. So minimum, for some days he has to use the password which has been set. So if I give the minimum password age as 15, and you remember that just now we have given maximum password age 20, so for the first 15 days he cannot change the password once it is set. But from 15th to 20th he has an option that he can change the password. It is option, I am saying. So either he wants to continue the password or he wants to change the password. That option will be available after 15 days only. But he can opt for that. He cannot go for a password change after 15 days also. But once it reaches that maximum age, then it becomes compulsory for him to change the password. So remember what is the minimum password age. Click on OK. Minimum password length is nothing but the length which is actually required. So normally we when we create an account, it says 10 characters are required, 6 characters are required, it should be 13 character password. So that actually, you can say, enforcement is done through this option. If I give 8, then what will happen? Minimum 8 characters are required to set the password. So whenever a user, the account is given to the user, and if he is putting his own password, then it becomes actually it is enforcing, we are enforcing him to put a password that should have minimum 8 characters inside it. So that is nothing but we can call it as a minimum password length. Say apply and OK. Then password must meet complexity. If it is enabled, then the password what actually they are entering, that has to be the password which has numbers, numericals and the special characters. So whenever it automatically provides a security to user that whatever the password he is entering, that is actually a secure password. And the last option which is available is store password using reversible encryption. So this if you enable it, automatically what will happen, what are the passwords are stored in a normal text format will get converted into a reversible encryption format. But before enabling it, check that your application whether they support it or whether they can access that passwords or not. So based on that you can select the option. So remember password policy, when you talk about password policy, enforce password history to, you can say, make the passwords remember the previous password which you have entered, and it will not allow you that passwords to be used again. Maximum password is the number of the days which are there for expiry, where the password will get expired and you have to change it. Minimum password is the number of days you have to use the password which is already assigned by the administrator. Minimum password length is the number of characters minimum which should be there in the password. Password should meet the complexity. This has to be enabled so that your password is actually a strong password. So this was all about the password policy in Windows Server 2012. We will see some more videos in coming days. Thank you for watching this video and have a great day ahead. So that's all about, you can say, this video. Thank you very much. Have a great day.